So I want to wrap up then with 5 perceptions that we can use to influence what we sell, what we buy. Firstly, people don't have a real sense of the value of money. The value of money is incredibly subjective. As I said earlier, we won't spend maximum $500 a month on getting to work and an hour faster every day, but we'll quite happily spend $800 at a restaurant. Secondly, is emotions will trump rationality every time. If we were completely rational, our lives would be incredibly boring. If we want people to work with us, if we want people to buy from us, we've got to tap into their emotion. We've got to find out why they are there. And we've got to meet those. Thirdly, we've got to simplify the decision process. Right? I don't do a lot of shopping because I hate it, but one of the reasons I hate it is, my significant other says to me, Erik, go and get, why don't you go and get bread and milk? So I get to the spa, and how many options do I have in terms of bread? I'm beyond it. I don't care. I don't know, so I'll just grab the first one. When I get home, I get told, why didn't you get the low GI? I just took this one. There wasn't any other one. Too many options just stop us from making it. We simplify decision making as well by grouping stuff together. Right? And I mean, we can talk about this for another hour if we have to. People dislike losing more than they like winning, that I said earlier. So when we tap into emotion, we've got to get people to understand, like the security guy did the other afternoon. What happens when you come home and there's a guy in the house? Well, he's going to shoot me anyway, whether I've called ADT or not. So I've got a pretty fatalistic kind of, but my missus is like going completely ballistic. How can you say that? Well, what difference is it going to make, So let's stop focusing on trying to win and trying to beat everything else, but let's start focusing on cutting our losses. And the 5th principle, as I said, people learn from others. We covet what we see. So the best way to influence somebody is to get someone else who's already taken the action that you wanted them to take and get them to meet up with that person. I had a really interesting, I spent some time in Dubai a couple of weeks ago. And I hadn't been back for I think, since 2008. And my missus loves bargaining. I'm not much of a bargaining person. If someone says to me it costs $100 and I want it, I'll pay $100. So we spent a week in Hong Kong and a week in Dubai, where apparently you've got to bargain everywhere for everything. And one of the things I wanted to buy while I was overseas was a new lens or a new camera. And so you cruise around Hong Kong, literally for hours, and there's a camera shop on every flipping corner. And apparently I was told that you can bargain and get really good prices there. So I walked into the first shop, I said to him, listen, I'm looking for this particular lens. Have you got it? Yes, here it is. He says, and takes it off the shelf. I said, how much? He gives you the price. I reckon I'm only prepared to pay. So then the whole negotiation thing, to and fro, happens. What kind of stunned me was the fact that once we'd agreed on a price, he said to me, okay, great, I'll order it for you. But here it is. He said, no, we're keeping this one for someone else. He's coming back in half an hour to buy it. I'm like, but I'm here now. Here's cash. I'll give it to you now. No, he's got to keep it. He's got to order it. Now, being a true South African, there's no way in hell I'm trusting this. One guy in a shop actually said to me, pay me now, and because this was a really good price. Pay me now, and you can come and fetch it tomorrow. Yeah, right. I'm not making that decision. But it's amazing how people learn from others. Getting through to Dubai, now I've got some experience in this whole bargaining thing. So walking around the market, those silly kind of headscarves that they wear. So this guy's marketing was brilliant. As he walked past, he kind of accosted the missus as my sort of father-in-law, and said to him, before he could even kind of react, the guy started putting the scarf on him, folding it, wrapping it. Now that you're wearing it, no matter how silly you look, you're much more inclined to buy it. Am I right? Because you feel rude by saying to the guy, no, we'll take it off, I don't want it. So we decide, okay, we'll get some. So the guy says, this one's 70 dirham. So I reckon, okay, 2 for 100. He says, no. Then he starts draping other ones. So now we're sitting between the two of us. We've each got one in our head and we've each got one draped around our shoulders. So eventually I say to him, okay, how much for all four? 400 dirhams. Sorry? How do you get from 70 for one to 400 for four? He said, no, these other two are way more expensive. We eventually walked out there with 140 dirhams for four. And you know what? He still made all the cash that he wanted to make on it. And so it's time to wrap up. But this morning's presentation really has been very generic. And I wanted to just give you an insight of this whole new world that opens up when we start thinking underneath the iceberg. The real reason that Titanic sank was not the weather, it was not the fact that there was an iceberg, because there were plenty others. It wasn't the engineering. It was the fact that people made a series of decisions based on what they know and what they didn't know that led to a particular outcome.